All right, now we're going to define our data or application models. These models are entities of our application domain. For example, in an e-commerce application, we have entities or models like product, customer, shopping cart, order, and so on. So let's go to this Prisma schema file. In this file, we define one or more models. So we add a model block. We give our model a name, let's say user. Now for naming these models, we use the Pascal case. So we capitalize the first letter of each word, okay? Now a model can have properties or fields. For example, we can say our users have an ID field. The type of this is int. Now look, this auto completion comes from the extension that we just installed. So here we have int. If we add a question mark, we make this field or property optional. So by default, all fields are required, okay? Now we can add square brackets to turn this to a list. We also have big int for storing larger numbers. So let's go with int. Now we can optionally apply one or more attributes to a field. For example, here we have an attribute called ID. With this, we're saying that this is an ID field that uniquely identifies each user. Now each model can have only one ID field, okay? Now we can also give it a default value using the default attribute. So we call this like a function and provide a default value. The value can be a scalar value like 1, 2, 3, 4, or here we can use the auto increment function. So we let the database generate new IDs for us. Then we can add another field like email. We set the type to string. We can optionally apply another attribute called unique to make sure we don't end up storing two users with the same email in our database. Let's add a few more fields like name of type string. We add followers of type int. We can give it a default value of 0. Well, I forgot the @ sign. And let's add one more, is active of type Boolean, and give it a default value of true. We have an extra parenthesis here. All right, good. So this is our user model. Now we can ask Prisma CLI to reformat this code and make it more readable. So here in the terminal, let's run npx prisma format. All right, now take a look. Our code is beautifully formatted, okay? So this is how we can create a model in Prisma. Now in this example, we are using basic or scalar types like int, string, and Boolean. But there are more types supported in Prisma for building more complex models. If you Google Prisma model, you will find this page. On this page, you will see various examples. For example, look at this user model. In this model, we have fields that are other model types. For example, we have posts, which is an array of post models. Post is defined down here. We also have profile, which is an instance of a profile model, which is optional because of the question mark. So in this case, a user model has a relationship with other models like role, post, and profile. Now, I'm not going to cover relationships in this course because there's so much about relationships that we have to cover, and I want this course to be practical. I want you to learn the foundations without getting distracted with too much complexity. So let's cover the big picture first, and then you can learn about relationships on your own, or maybe in the future, I will create a course for you, okay? So read this page and see how we can define more complex models.